Okay, it's being recorded. Okay, go ahead, sir.
Okay, my name is Dr. James Komolafe. I practice mental health, or generally behavioral health. I'm a Florida-trained cognitive behavioral therapist, had my certification there, and a PhD in behavioral health. And I have the privilege to train mental health experts across continents and countries, from nothing less than 1 or 2 countries, where we do prevention, intervention, execution, and a whole gamut. I handle the good, the bad, and the ugly. I work with hospitals, schools, institutions, families, and individuals, handling addiction, depression, suicide ideation, and all kinds of mental health issues. Thank you so very much. So good to see you, everyone here. Are you here? And are you ready for me? Good. You need a sheet of paper. We're going to do a very quick one, and a pen. You are supposed to have been given a little assessment so that we can do checkup from the neck up and to be sure you are good neck down. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this fireworks. Can you all do your hand this way? Jane Ngozi is already lying. Jane, will you want to follow me? Do it this way. Anything I tell you do, because that is the summary of it all. Life calls for IDP. Can you say IDP? Okay, you are all muted. Say it in your house and in your various places. That is not IDP camp. IDP. I means intentional. Say intentional. D means deliberate. Say deliberate. And P means presence. Say presence. So what's the 3 called? IDP without the camp. And in life, you actually need IDP if you must not be rusticated to the IDP camp. So do your hand this way. That's the IDP mantra. Say after me. Chidima, are you doing it? Chidima Oladapo, I'm watching you. Do your hand this way. By your neck. Thank you, Dr. Adesuwa. I can see you. Solomon Uchenna, I can't see your face. Maye Adebisi. We must check up from the neck up, say after me, in order to be good neck down. And when I am good neck down, I will be great leg forward. Again, we must check up from the neck up in order to be good neck down. And when I am good neck down, I will be great leg forward. If you have said it, clap for yourself. Thank you very much. So that is mental health. Mental health is your capacity to find and define yourself neck up. The way you say it, the way you say it, the way you hear it, the way you feel it and think it, the way you taste it, the way you smell it. Don't let me hear you say mental health is about somebody who is mad. No. It is your life from the inside to the outside. Your capacity for self-regulation, coordination, accommodation, your capacity to manage your stresses and to be in charge of your holistic being is mental health. Don't let me see you do your hand like this. So many of my clients before, once they hear mental, they'll say, I reject it, not my portion. We are all mental beings. Kingsley Elochukwu, who are you? You are a mental being. Man is spirit. Rejoice Osuagu, who are you? You are a mental being. Man is spirit, soul, and body. And the three works together. This is Anaba, no be so. The three works together. You can't separate one from another. So look at my simple slide here. As we hit the grand running over mental health, the health of your mind is critical and vital. So important. You need to be aware so that you can integrate. You need to be aware so that you can tap into your unlimited abilities and know how to run reality checks. Mental health is not just a talk, it's a work. You must know how to work it. You talk it, you work it, you solve it. These are learning objectives, and we want you to be mentally compliant in all that you do. Every human needs a lecture, a training on mental health. So important. This is the definition. From your minutest thought, whether good, bad, or ugly, that's mental health. Where have you violated and where have you deviated? Want to see your capacity to manage responsibility, given what you have for ability, what you do for activity, and what you create around yourself, or what you love to create, or the reality around you. So your mind, your will, your emotion, they are all at work when we're looking at mental health. So it's a gamut around your neck up. And see, once you are good neck up, Sarah Felix, you'll be good how? Neck down. And once you are good neck down, what will happen? Your leg will do the right thing. You do it the right way, go to the right place for the right reason. So it is never a myth. It's reality hitting the ground running, and it is all about you becoming your best version. In bad times, in ugly times, when things are good, when things are not good, you can always be mentally in charge. So when you are in charge, whether it is good or bad or ugly, that is mental health. You could have mental health issues. And how do we know? We check your mental strength. Now, everybody read this for me. 1, 2, go. Mental health and the silent issue. You hear people say silence is golden. Some people suffer how? In silence. Some struggle in silence. Some are depressed. Some are bound, used up, dying, deprived, denying, fatigued. Silence is golden. Not be so. In the 21st century lifestyle and productivity, silence is no longer golden, especially when you are in the bad and the ugly state. So where are you in all of this? It means you have a mental health case to handle. It could be illness, it could be disorder, depending on the degree of vulnerabilities. Let's leave that. So take your sheet of paper quickly, everyone. Now, you won't be able to do this the way it should be, but you just write your name and your number, and then we'll take this assessment now. I want to check you up, neck up. Ishola Idris, I want to check you up, neck up, to be sure you are good, neck down. Because like I said, it is not just about a talk. Take a sheet of paper, write your name, quick one, your age, where are you taking this course from, what do you do, and all of that, because you need this course. Now, look at the graph on top. 1 means dull, 2 means poor, 3 means tolerable, 4 fair, 5 good, 5 adequate, 6 good, 7 very good, 8 excellent, 9 magnified, and 10 perfect. Follow me very well. Otherwise, we'll drop you some few bus stops before you get to destination. Now, that graph on top means the same thing as the 10 column on the right. Can we all see it? It's simply saying 1 means dull, 2 means poor, 3 means tolerable, and 10 means perfect. Are we good to go? If you understand what I am saying, yes, doctor, I do. Or you write it, yes, I do, because we are going to apply it. Now we'll tell you what each of these questions means. You will just think on it, then your mind will tell you, Ishola, you are 4/10. No, don't deceive yourself. Under question 1, you tick 4/10. The lowest you can score in each of the columns is 1. Given my explanation, the highest you can score is 10. Thank you very much. You understand now. So take a sheet of paper quickly. You are going to do a general summing up and tell me your percentage. That's how we will know those of you who are well mentally and those of you who are sick mentally, so that we'll know how to send our IDP driver to bring you to our IDP camp for treatment. We'll send to you. Are you good to go with me? So I will tell you what each question means. You quickly tick what you think your score is. Either 1, you say question 1, 3, question 4, question 2, 10, question 3, 7. Just a quick one. So let's go. Question number 1. How deep are you aware of your identity? The first thing mental health wants to sort out is your personal identity. Understanding your identity inside out and on all fronts and sides, whether you are good, bad, or ugly, notwithstanding. So take a sheet of paper. I'm already doing it. Number 1 for me, I score myself 1. I score myself something. Quick. Take a sheet of paper and do so immediately. Then number 2, how deep are you aware? Mental health is all about your awareness first. About your authority, knowing and mastering your rounded energies, spirit, soul, and body. How well? Your rounded energy, mental energy, physical energy, emotional energy, and intuitional energy. Some people call it spiritual energy. Man operates in 4 energy lanes. So how well do you master those energies and you release them in appropriate quantum? I've ticked my own. Number 2. Then question 3, quickly. Mental health is looking at your capacity to bear responsibility. The emotion at work for how well are you aware of the emotion at work for a working and timely expression that hits the target? How well? Oh, you usually don't hit target, or your emotion runs the riot, you are scoring low. Or you are saying, doctor, wow, this is me. You are scoring 8, 9, 10. So quickly write. So question 3, I have scored myself. Then question number 4, how deep are you aware of your productivity, your manifest realities of your intention on a regular note? You have a reality, you have an expectation, and you are meeting them. How well? I've scored myself. Question 5, quickly, because of our time. We're looking at your certainty, a periodic checkup from neck up for assurance and expected delivery. There's actually a behavioral check which I run on DSTV every single day to complement medical check. So how well are you aware that there is something called behavioral check and you run it? If you are not aware or you don't run it, then you are scoring 2 or 3 or 1. You are aware and you do it, I'm not talking of medical check. Medical check just takes care of your physiology and a bit of your psychology. But behavioral check takes you around. So quickly, question 6. How well are you aware of your relativity? What are we looking at? Internal values, your conviction, driving external impulses, your condition. In other words, your conviction inside you overrides your condition outside. You are not a man of the outside who is always reacting. Rather, you allow your conviction within. That's mental health. Quickly tick. Number 7, how well are you aware of your reality? What is reality here? Knowing and working from the fact of life being 70% behavior and 30% operation. That is it for you. So your behavior is critical, not just strategy, but energy. How well are you aware? Number 8, capacity. How well are you aware of your capacity? Reckoning with the fact that what you do is 80% energy and 20% strategy. How well are you aware? Sarah Felix, you want to go and cook? Come back and take your lecture. So quickly. Then number 9, integrity. Playing it out exactly the way you conceive it, 100% at the beginning. How well are you able to drive through? That's integrity. And then number 10, last but not the least, best contribution via highest possible value to a specific critical mass as a target. How well do you make contribution? How well are you impactful? Good. So be sure you have scored yourself in 10 places. If you have done that, then we are good to go. So what do you do now? Add all your figures and tell me what your percentage score is. Add it together. Add it. What you score in 1 to 2 to 3 to 4 to 5, add it. And then go to the chat box and tell me what your score is. Add it. I'm adding my own. Add your own. 1, 2, 3, 5, 7, 9, 12, 14, 17, 18. 100 minus 18. That is 72. I got my own. So what did you score? Everybody to the chat box now. Tell me your percentage score. I have 517 people here. Yes, put your score. What did you score? I scored 72%. Just add what you score from figure 1, from question 1, down to question 10. Is anybody writing? What did you score? Ali Lukman Abiodun, what did you score? Who is scoring anything here? Nobody has added. Add your own quick. What's your percentage? Once you add it together, it gives you your percentage. That is the fun. I did mean you have this assessment. I will have shown you your behavioral pattern. Somebody scored 82. Put it in the chat box. Let's see. Somebody got 82. Who? Just add the figure. What you score yourself in 1 to 2 to 3 to 4 to 5. What I just did was to add the figure and then got my percentage. You use calculator. It's a behavioral error using your head. You're overstocking your head. So who score what? Wow, I want to share. Please enable me to share, administrator. So what did we score? Nobody scored anything. Is it that you don't understand? Thank you very much. 71, 54. Wow. Good, 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 good. Wow, that's good, that's good, that's good. Anything you score is good. Even if you score 2, you are still good. At least you are conscious. That's good, that's good, that's good, that's good. Yes, yes, yes. I like this class. You are very sharp upstairs. That's good. Laplace will give you the assessment so that you can do it and send it to us. This assessment you are seeing, please enable me to share, will tell me 30 things about you, Modupe. 30 things. It will tell me you're good, you're bad, you're ugly. Modupe Omohimi, are you hearing me? You tell me 30 things about you. Follow you. Are you listening? 30 things. It will show you. It will show me. It will even show me your up and down. It will show me your emotion. It will show me your imagination. It will show me your content. So please ensure that you get it done. Please admin, enable me to share. So mental health is critical when you are, and you know what? In our world, many are medically sound but behaviorally sick. Admin, can you allow me to share? Very vital. They need to see what I want to show them. So very vital. In our world today, many are.
You can share. I made you an admin to share. Let me make you the host again. So
okay, so that I can share. It's not
you can share.
Allowing me to share.
Yes.
I want to show them something. So many are medically sound, but behaviorally sick in our society.
You can share now.
When you are giving this assessment and you assess yourself and snap it, I'm going to see how many of you who are workaholic, how many of you who are not living fine. I'm going to see the one who is troubled and the one who is not okay. That's the fun of it. So we run behavioral checks. I do this every day on DSTV here so that people can live well and live strong and young. We do all this kind of stuff. And you see, in mental health, we are looking at you in 3 behavioral positions. 1, when you are defined. You start from a base ground foundation and you do it straight. No string attached. See, all of you who score anything you score, subtract it from 100. That is the number of loopholes you have. You are like a GP tank. So the one who scores 68, Amara, is it you? 68, subtract 100, subtract 68 from 100. So this person who scores 68% means you are leaking in 32 places only. So you can imagine the GP tank leaking in 32 places. Sarah Felix, what is your score? Anything you score, subtract it from 100. That's the number of leakages you have. So Valentine, you score 58. To the glory of God, you are leaking in 42 places. Aliyu Haruna, you are leaking in 44 places. Robert, you try. You are leaking in 20 places. You are not hearing anything. Olubukola, you are leaking in 49 places. So that's why you need to run the assessment and send it so that we can assess you and block those leakages. Elisha Sheno, congratulations. Yours is manageable. You are leaking in just 9 places, although you still need to block it. Somebody is leaking in 31 places. And you say, and that's why we go to hospitals these days. They will do all the MRI, they will do all the check, and they will not find anything. Because life is 70% behavior and 30% operation. You run all the checks, you do all the scan, they will say you are where, you say I'm not where. It's because of mental health leakages. So very vital. Teresa, you are leaking in 33 places. Who did this to you? Who did you offend? So very vital. So When you are defined, you do it straight. It's a behavior, it's a mental health position. Then, when you are not defined, you begin to violate yourself. You veer off track. These things don't show on their face on time. You hear of sudden collapses, you hear people collapsing suddenly. It doesn't show up on time. I was told you people are beginners in mental health, and this is the last position, deviation, where you completely get off the track, and through bad habits, you arrive at an ugly place that begins to compete with. This is where we have addiction. When you veer off from your normal protocol, you see, it is called bad habit, because at this point of violation, you do it habit that takes you up to a zenith that is different from your original intention. And that is where we have behavioral health problems, issues, addiction, depression, and all of those things, and they'll begin to accumulate. So I have a good news for all of you who are taking career in mental health. It's a good thing to do. Please insist on it. Whether you are a social worker and all of that, you need mental health to do. Very vital. So finally, how do you know whether you take a career in it or not? You look at this matrix. What you love doing is called your passion and your mission joined together. What the world needs is when your mission and your vocation joins up together. How do I find my purpose, doctor, in mental health? This is what you need. What you are good at is your passion and your profession. You join it up together, then it gives you. Then what you can be paid for is your profession and vocation, which is another story altogether. In the middle of it all, you will find your purpose in mental health. So very pivotal, very vital. I have a gift for every one of you who are newcomers, and I have it for just 10 people. You ready? This is the book I want to dash 10 people. The first 10 people to send mental health to my number, I will give you this book to read for free. So, very vital. Send it to this number in 5 minutes. We'll count the first 10, then we'll send you this book. Mental health, look at it. You need to know how to do caregiving, how to help the addicted, and all of that. So do it, and then you have the privilege. And then some of you will be trained later by Laplage on cracking addiction and the rest of it. Very vital. So addiction can walk people away from it, help people to live well, and crack it without the drugs. We're going to train you later to do all of this and to help your society. And when you have mental health issue, don't let it bother you. It is not a death sentence, and it is by no means madness. Mental health cases are not madness situation. Just like you have fever in the physical and all of that, so you can have anxiety, have worry. They are all mental health issues. The most common ones now in our days are depression, where you can no longer manage your state of unhappiness for a few days, especially if after 2 weeks you have issues. So very vital. As mental health expert, you need to know how to care as a social worker, care for people, help people to do it right, and to bounce back without the drugs. And what do? We do behavior modification. And in behavior modification, as I close, now you do 5T model. What is the 5T model? You teach. When you teach, that is called education or train. Then the second T, you test. That is called evaluation. Later, you get to know about that. And then the third T, you treat with or without the drugs. That is called intervention. And then the fourth T, you trend the result for application. And then the fifth T, you thrust out an incentive for execution and for continuity. So mental health is critical. You are as good as your mental health. It is better to be physically unhealthy than to be mentally unhealthy. So it is not good to be unhealthy. So you should take it roundabout, do the needful, and get your best self in place. How do I see things? How do I think? How do I reason? How do I feel? All this matter a huge lot. This is an introductory stuff, and we're here in La Plage to support you to find your pitch in mental health and then help our society walk away from drug addiction, suicide ideation, and all kinds of bad behavioral violation issues in our society. You can be free, you can be okay, you can be good all of the time. Are you in definition when you are good, or in violation when you are bad, or in deviation when you are ugly? Because life is the good, the bad, and the ugly. Thank you so very much. I'm sure I have picked, they have helped me to pick the first 10 so that we'll send you this book to support your effort for free in mental health. Thank you so very much. So if you got any value from this short share,
okay, thank you. Thank you so much, sir. We appreciate your time, your effort. That was a loaded time. I'm sure you are beginning to also learn how to give so much in a very short time due to our short timing in La Plage.
Thank you very much.
So when questions, please, we encourage anybody.
Thank you.
Asking questions to as much as possible, ask your question in just some few.
Yes, so if you have any questions,
just straight to the point. You don't need to start explaining your question to the person you want to ask. Okay? Okay. So for those people whose hands are raised up, we are not going to call you. We only call those that are about raising their hands now. So if your hand is raised up, bring it down if you have a question. Otherwise, if it's raised up now, we are not going to call you. You have 5 seconds to do that. Bring down your hands if you want to ask a question. Otherwise, you will not be called. Do not say you are not told. Sarah Felix, you okay?
Yes, the floor is yours, Sarah Felix.
Suleiman Alaji, you will not be called to ask. DG, you are not going to be called to ask questions. Let's follow instruction. Ishola, you will not be called to ask questions. Because you are refusing to bring down your hand. More, Rimi, you are not going to call to ask questions.
So, Sarah, can you ask your question? Can you unmute yourself and ask your question?
Once you bring up your hand now, you're not going to be called. Please let's know that. We need to also learn to follow instructions. Yes. Okay. We are going to ask, if you have questions to ask, please raise up your hands and we'll call you. Apart from Isme Igede, Chibweze, Lua Bukola, and Mutukwe, this set of people are always to be called to ask questions because they refuse to follow instruction. We are dealing with mental health issues and we have to really start with ourselves here. Okay, if you have questions, please raise up your hand. Joe, please, your question is just 5 seconds, straight to the point. Unmute yourself, Joe. Ohemu.
Yeah, good evening, everybody. Doctor, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you loud and clear.
Over.
Okay, I'm from Lagos. If there's one thing that is really, really happening bad in Lagos, is this suicide thing. People jumping into water here and there. As a mental expert, how do I contribute to that? How do we put an end to all this?
So this one is just an introduction. That's
Dr.
why
answers that.
In fact, we go from place to place doing education. Okay.
Okay, in addition to what he has...
Yes, doctor, we're listening.
Just told you, we are putting up a body. We are putting up a body that we help to bring up this intervention. Right now, we have courses specifically for substance abuse. We have courses for mental health, but we're also going to create a deliberate intervention where we are going to bring a group of persons together, working with Dr. Komolafe nationwide and other West African countries to help turn the tide of mental health issues. I hope we've answered that. I hope we've answered your question.
Everyone,
okay, let's move on to the next person.
Okay. The answer, doctor, is in idea. I-D-E-A. Everybody write it down. Idea. I means identify the situation of the person. What is the situation? Identify it. Oh, he's sad. This is not his ordinary self. He's changing and all of that. Identify. Identification. D is definition. Be able to define by interacting with the person out of care and concern. Don't say, everybody get problem. Not be only in get problem. My own problem passing. No, no. We identify the individual first and then define what is he going through by interaction. Then letter E, evaluate the impact so far of what he is going through. And then letter A, attend to it professionally by linking up with a professional, an expert like us. We handle cases in Europe, America, anywhere. I fly to Port Harcourt, Lagos often, just to go and handle a boy who wants to kill himself. And we get results. Or somebody who wants to die, or depressed, or somebody who is berserk and all of that. So, idea method. The end of it, please speak up and out. And any one of you who did this assessment today, and your score is 39, if you score anything from 0 to 39, it says you need detention. So you report yourself. If you score 40 to 50, you need, for 0 to 39, you are careless. That's the meaning. And those are the people who are depressed and all of that. If you score 40 to 50, you need attention. You are clueless. If you score distraction, you are confused. So there's nothing like, 40 is pass mark. No, you need therapy immediately. If you score 61 to 70 and you think you are good, you are not good. You are only concerned and needing comprehension. If you score 71 to 80 and you think you are good, you are still not good. You are just only contacting. The only people who are well in this class, doctors, I say, are people who score 81 and above. So if you didn't score 81 and above, you are not well mentally. I'm sorry to say. So fill your assessment and send so that we can treat you neck up so that you can be good neck down. To be great leg forward. Second question.
Yeah, thank you very much, Dr. Komolafe. Okay, we'll go to the next, John Olaka. Are you there? Okay, let's move ahead to the next person. Josephine, J.D. Adini. Josephine, the question should be very, very brief. And I also want to appeal to Dr. Komolafe to make his response also very brief, all in seconds. So that
okay, quick.
Josephine, your question. Okay, Josephine, are you there? I don't think Josephine is ready. Ochefu Fenihas.
Yes, sir. Good evening, sir.
Okay.
Good evening.
Yes, I would like to ask, sir, because I have 3 ladies at the moment that I'm a pastor, so I study psychology in school. But however, I'm really counseling them. They are having issues in their marriage. Their husbands have left them with kids. So presently now they're undergoing depression, anxiety. So I don't know the area to really come in to be able to help them more. That's why I'm asking, what kind of things should I do more?
Okay, this I don't think, yes.
You do diagnosis
first. So, Dr. Komo.
Yes.
I think issues like this, I would prefer he sends us his number and we'll link you up with him, and then
we'll take
we can
it up.
provide solution or sort it out.
Use idea method and then send it to us. We'll provide solution and they will be okay. We handle it every day. And then the triangle will sort it out. At the top of the triangle, you pray.
Okay.
At the right base, you plan. And at the left base, you play your role. Not just prayer.
It's okay. Please, I want everybody to understand that this is not a counseling session. It's not a counseling session.
It's not a therapy class.
This is a classroom. This is a classroom training for those taking mental health. For those taking public health, giving and medical social work is just an additional bonus for you to be able to learn something new. So your question should be, if you need therapy, if you need support for a case,
we have online therapy
study for a case, I think then you should privately chat and we'll find a way to sort that out for you. Okay, we have just 3 more persons to take, and that's all. 𝐿𝐭𝐥𝐚𝐠𝐞 Kazeem. 𝐿𝐭𝐥𝐚𝐠𝐞 Kazeem. Okay. Adegboyega Olorode.
Good evening, sir. Good evening.
𝐿𝐭𝐥𝐚 speaking. Yes, 𝐿𝐭𝐥𝐚, how are you?
Yeah, good evening, sir, and good evening, everyone. Yeah, my questions is just I won't say it's a simple question, but what kind of mental illness can we relate if somebody said he's hearing voice that do this, you know, the voice is pushing. So which category of the mental illness can we call that? Thank you, sir.
Okay, schizophrenia behaves that way at times. And acute depression can also behave that way. We call it hallucination. They see voice, they hear words, and then they see things. Can you say, they are coming, see them. Or we just say, oh yeah, wound your brother or enjoy yourself. There are issues. So hallucination, schizophrenia, bipolar disorder, until we run our diagnosis, we may not be able to really say this is it. And common anger can lead to it. So you have to be careful what you think, what you say, what you hear, and how you respond, which are all issues under mental health. Thank you. Next question.
Okay, thank you very much, Dr. Olafe.
Next question.
Please, the assessment form will be sent to you, and then we'll create a Google form for you to attach it, the assessment form.
I need to check everybody here. Neck up.
Let's call the last person. Josephine JD.
Elizabeth,
JD, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay.
Hello, sir. Can you hear me?
Yes, we hear you.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Go ahead.
Yes, sir. I'm speaking from Yanagwa, Bayelsa State in Nigeria.
Okay.
Sir, in a situation where somebody is depressed to the point where he's not talking. It's not, because from your idea, you said we should identify, we should define and evaluate. But now you don't have the opportunity. The opportunity is not given to you to attend to all these things. How do you address this situation, sir? Thank you, sir.
Okay, you do your A, where you can identify, you can define, you can evaluate. The little information you hear, send it to a professional, and then create a linkage. I handle cases of addiction from Canada, from my desk here, from Europe, from America. So mental health is a fat field for everybody. You can earn dollars in your bedroom doing mental health. You can earn pound sterling because it's global. So that's why we can't wait to show you how to do diagnosis, case study, and all of that, and help people out. But you who wants to help people must be helped first. If you didn't score 81, you are not mentally okay. You need therapy.
I scored 89, sir.
Okay, Madam Elizabeth has been raising her hand since and is an adult. You want to quickly ask?
Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you. I hope we've taken care of your question. Yes, please, there's no point typing that you need the form. We've said we are going to send the form. So I think we should stop typing and then concentrate on the class. Yes, okay. Thank you very much.
Okay. She's been raising her hand.
Okay.
Since. I wish we can give her opportunity.
Over to you. Put yourself.
Hello. Good evening, sir. Can you hear me, sir? Hello, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir. Yes. I'm 69 years. I scored 89. My challenge as a grandparent, and I've been interested in early childhood. The challenge of iPad for the young children, because parents work. I'm talking from Canada, and you travel to assist. Parents work, and these children generally are the mercy of this iPad thing, and the kind of intrusion in their mental space and behavior. It's very, very alarming. So in Canada here, they're beginning to go to schools. And in fact, by September, they're saying they won't come to school with. So I'm asking, even in churches, how do you help? You train the trainers? Because I'm very particular about training, like even in churches, people work with children, Department of the Children's Church. They need to have a knowledge of early childhood education. I'm very functional in that. But in addition to this mental health, everybody thinks, oh, this one is just possessed. This one, those words we just use carelessly. And we're saying, how do you help this generation? Because even for this generation, we are here to help. But these other ones, the next generation, as it were, their life is just about iPads. So parents, even the younger parents now, they're averagely, they're not able to, because they have to work, and so the children are at the mercy. Not everybody's privileged to have people like us go here and there, because God has kept us in good health. Like I said, I'm 68. So what I'm saying is, how do we find a place, even though researches are ongoing, and then you send it, you're talking, how do you really, I don't know how to put it, how do we help this generation and the next gen with this iPad intrusion? It's a lot, because they have million teachers on air. The children are by themselves. How do you, I don't know, what kind of advocacy?
Simple answer,
advocacy is
Mama.
Okay, sir.
Before advocacy, charity, up to tomorrow begins at home.
At home, yes, sir.
Parenting, great parenting. And that's why we are raising this hub to train you people in care, social care, psychosocial care, intervention, and to multiply mental health therapists all over the place. So please, you will need to take this course so that we can go down to the basis, to the root. The home is the basic unit of the society. When it is wrong at home, see, there's no problem with iPad. All my children grew up with computer, laptop. They are graduates, doctors, engineers now, and all that. We didn't have problem. Why? We give them training. We equip them across their personal definition. So you see, parents have a role to play. Before you incentivize that child, what is his emotional content and strength? Don't just say, oh, I don't want my children to suffer the way I suffer. And you just reckless abandon. You give them all kinds of incentive for which you know they cannot cope. So there are 10 things to know to doing that. Maybe in subsequent courses, you will see how to handle it in relation to coping mechanism of each child before you begin to reward with iPad or no iPad and all that. And there are adults too who are very deviant, even with iPad, not just children. So addiction must start from the foundation, which is home. Charity begins at home. Good training, good foundation will create great frameworks in those children so that they won't misbehave. There are sides they will never go. Why? Because internally they are organized. But when there's disorganization externally, don't give them iPad. They will find a means to violate themselves and do the wrong. So, Mama, a huge lot.
Thank
there.
you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
I appreciate, sir.
Okay. Thank you, Dr. Komolafe. Yes, thank you, Dr. Komolafe, for that
thank you very much, Doctor.
response. And I want to believe that we've taken care of, we've taken care of others. Unfortunately, we can't respond to every single question that's been posed here. We'll move on to the next speaker. We're talking about medical social work, and it's George Okay. I think he has been disconnected. Okay, while we wait for him, we'll call the next speaker, Ajayi Mojisola, to talk to us about caregiving. Yes, we've done all this already in the class, but we just want to put the human face to the training, and so that she can talk to us, and we have an idea of what caregiving is all about, and we can also ask questions. Thank you, Dr. Komolafe. Let's move on to the next speaker. Are you there, Madam Ajayi Mojisola?
I'm here, sir. Good evening once again. I hope you are hearing me.
Fine. Okay. Madam, you have the next 25 minutes to tell us. Yes, you have the next 25 minutes to.
Okay.
Yes, I hope you have the next 25 minutes to talk about caregiving and to, yes, to talk about caregiving and to also tell us what it's all about, the career prospects, why people should go into the profession, how to be the best caregiver that the world needs, and things like that. Just 25 minutes, then we can ask our question. Okay. I need to unmute you, please. Okay, you can go ahead now.
Good evening, all, once again.
Good evening. Welcome.
I hope you are hearing me. Are you hearing me? Hello? Hello?
Yeah, go ahead. Just go ahead.
Okay. When we talk about caregiver is anybody that is referred to as anybody that cares for another person. And when we talk about caregiver, we have different types of caregiver. It may be a family caregiver, it may be professional caregiver, it may be an individual caregiver. When we talk about family caregiver, that means somebody within the family that is taking care of a family member that is not able to do most of the activities. When we talk about ADL, activities of daily living, if they are not able to take care of the activities, at least we talk about caregiving. And when we talk about professionals, it means those that we hire and we can pay money for to care for a particular individual. And the kind of person we care for, they come in diverse places. We may talk with like a geriatric, that is an adult, the old person that cannot do things on their own again, that somebody has to care for them. But in illness, that person may not necessarily be an aged person, but because of illness, the person is not able to do everything he's supposed to do for himself or herself. So we need somebody to care for him. It may be it may be a small child. When we have a disabled child, the parents alone may not be able to take care of that child. They will need somebody to assist in taking care of the person. And again, it now depends on the kind of care. The caregiver may be for a long time and it may be for a short time. A long time in a condition like you are taking care of a geriatric person. That means you will have to take care of that person until the end of life. You will be with that person because so many things will set in. There may be dementia, you will refuse food, he may not be able to do anything on herself again. At times, he won't even remember that he has eaten food or not. So you have to be the person that will do everything for. And in caregiving, it goes in a long way. We have it, you take care of the physical aspect, the social aspect, the psychological aspect, the nutrition of the person. Then we talk about the rights of the person you are taking care of. Like, let's take an aged for example now. You don't think because it's an aged somebody, dementia has set in, she doesn't know what she's doing again. But you have to guide her rights. At least her dignity must still be protected. She may not be able to do a lot of things for herself again. We have to take care. How we bath for her, how we do things for her. We will go to the toilet, her eating pattern. She cannot do any cleaning physically again, no cleaning. You have to do the house cleaning for that person. When she wants to eat, you have to assist in feeding because she may not even want to eat. You have to encourage. And most times, elderly people, they are so emotionally, they are disturbed because they won't get anybody to talk with again. But as a caregiver, you have to take care of this aspect because you can't leave her alone, that they employ me just to give her, just to take care, give food alone. But remember that psychologically, that person needs help. You need somebody to talk with, somebody to confide in, somebody to do whatever she wants. Most of them have diseases they are battling with. It may be hypertension, it may be, most of them are diabetic, they have to be on drugs. Most of them may not remember to take drugs or even take more than dosage. So somebody that wants to take care of that person, we have to take care of that aspect. How you would take the drugs so that you will not take another dose or take overdosage or miss the drug, and even hospital appointment. He has to take care of this one. And when he's going out, we talk about mobility, where you have to find the transportation. When we talk of all these ones, that means it's a total caregiving, that is taking care of all aspects of life, all the financial aspects and everything. They have to help him, maybe going to the bank, doing things for the person. These are total one that it takes. And at times, it's not common in Nigeria now. It is just now that we are having small care homes that people are taking their aged person to go there, or they employ somebody to come to their home to take care of the aged. But in abroad, we have those, it comes in diverse way. There are companies that employ people. And this is so many things most people go out to do now when we travel out, that we be with the employers. And some are doing it individually. Those that did it individually, that means it has gone to a stage that it takes it all aspects. The emotional one, the financial one, how to take care of those ones, and their drugs, what they will eat, what they will do. And in all this caregiving, there are 6 C's that we want to think of when we are taking care of them. What is the CC? We talk about the care, the compassion, When you are caring for them, it will be a total care. For somebody like aged or disabled person, they cannot do anything on their own. You have to do things for them. So we see it, take it. We don't see it as a job again, but as a God-given something. Because if you don't have passion for it, so many people will be put off. Because if you see an adult that pull on himself now, that you have to clean, or we on himself, you look at it. Those are what caregiver entails. So that means the care have to be total care, that you have to do everything for that person. And you have compassion. At least you look at somebody that is sick. She doesn't want that one to be bedridden or to be confined. Maybe somebody has fracture and he cannot move because of the fracture. So it be on the care of somebody that will take care of him now. That person must ready to have compassion and feel it within herself that if it is me that is sick, if somebody does this thing to me, will I love it? Then the person must be competent. If you are not competent, you cannot take this job. Because when we talk of competency, we talk of how able you are able to think fast. If you see so many things, you are taking care of somebody now. You saw that person sweating profusely. You should know that there's a problem for that person to be sweating like that. Is it that the person has not eaten and going into hypoglycemia, or somebody that is on drug and the drug dosage is much, is affecting that person? At least you call immediately for medical attention for that person. So that means, but if you are not competent, you are not conversant with what you are saying, nonchalant attitude, that person will die. And you will not be saying you don't know. But how will you say you don't know when you see a person that is sweating profusely, is doing all these things, or he's not eating? When he's not eating, you know it needs medical attention. Maybe he will be wheeled to the hospital, giving drug and drip for some time before he regains his strength and start to eat again, or they feed the person on energy too. But you don't just keep quiet and be looking, because those are then you communicate. Communication matters most with the person you are going to care with. If you don't communicate, how will you know if there's problem? How will you know if he needs anything? You just say, let me do my work. Or you want to give food. You got there now, you just push the food to the person. Not even that, madam, this is your food. Oh, mama, have you eaten? Okay, this is your food. Let me stay with you. What do you like? Do you want to eat this? Do you want to do that? We will take it as a passion. If you don't have passion for it, you don't go for it, because you don't think it is a work that I have to do. If it is a work, they are paying you, and even most times some people do it without being paid for. Like you have somebody around you now, maybe family that is doing it. Let's even take those that are paid for to one side. And you come in now, you see an aged person. Mama, let me help you. Do you want to do this? Do you want to do that? You are doing it, but you are not being paid for it. You took it as your own, that this is my family member, or this is a relative, or this is my neighbor that I have to assist. And you have to have courage. If you don't have courage, you cannot do that kind of a job, because so many things will come along the way. You can see that person will just change suddenly. If that person change, what do you have to do? That means you have to, your 6 senses have to be working. The senses, the smell, the feelings, the sight, the hearing. If you have any sound, you look at it. And like you are taking care of an aged person now, they are usually prone to accidents, usually prone to falling down. All these ones, you have to take care of it. You have to be vigilant. You don't leave them alone until you see maybe they are sleeping. If they are sleeping, if you have some things you have to do, you go and do it. And you must have commitment. You must have the spirit of commitment, that this thing I'm doing it. You are doing it as you are doing it unto God. Don't see it from the aspect that it's just my money I want to take, but we take it compassionately. So many things happen. The job of caring now, In fact, people can get into trouble with it now because there are CCTV cameras all around now. If you think you are just doing something the way you like, and you don't do it as is expected, the camera will capture you. So if anything happens, you'll be held responsible for whatever might have happened. That is why we have to have this awareness now. And it's not just only health personnel that is taking this job now. It doesn't mean that only you are a health personnel that you have to do this work. Those that are not health personnel are now doing it again as a paid job. And if you are doing it as a paid job, that means you search yourself. Do I have that passion for it? Do I have that courage to do it? Am I competent enough to do it? And psychologically, am I right for this job to do? And even all the activities of daily living that this person cannot do it again, am I able to do it? Then can I think fast? If there's anything now, like there's an appointment now, if they have a car and the car is not working, you should be able to think fast. What do I do? You send a message to the hospital, or you look for a cab to come and carry that person to the hospital immediately, and you will not miss an appointment. You have to, the appointment card will be with you. But in abroad now, most times they are not even using those ones. They book online. They do medical coding that book online for the appointment or whatever. And they can invite medical personnel to come home to come and treat. And even as a person, you don't say because a medical personnel is working, you won't see what they are doing, because at times they may even harm the patients. But if you are there, you call their attention, you watch what they are doing, you know how the particular person has been taking the drug. If the person was given more than the overdosage, you have to call, excuse me, this is not the dosage she's taking. This is not what Baba is taking. This is what she's taking. This is what he's taking. And with that one, we'll guide that person to know what we are doing. And this caregiver now is now becoming lucrative if you know how to do it. But you don't think of the monetary aspect of it. You have to be competent. You do your things and be vigilant. And even if it is so many divers, the way you take care of everyone is different. The way you take care of a small child is different from the way you take care of the adult. The small child now, you may have to change the pampers, feed the child, look at what is happening. If the child is not able to talk, you will know what to do. Feel it. Is he feeling hot? Did you want food? Or all those things. When the child is throwing tantrum, you will see when you are doing so many things, the moment you meet the need, the child will not cry again. If it is an adult, you see an old woman now, one thing with them, if you want to take care of them, if you don't show them love, they will not care to answer to anything. So you bet somebody that is going into this work have to have it at the back of our mind, his or my mind, that this work entails a lot, entails a very much thing. I have to do it satisfactorily, seeing to the physical need, mental need, social need, emotional need of that particular person, and you think about the nutrition. And if you have to be the person that you are taking it as a whole job totally, that you have to take care, you follow how that person takes a balanced diet, you see how if he's on drug, you make sure that the drug is being taken all the time, that it won't go away. Then give time room. And if somebody that dementia is setting, that he cannot remember something again, you can take all these puzzles that small children are doing. You arrange it. You put it down. You now say you should be arranging it. Maybe to build a house, to do this, to do all those things, or tell the person story, or be asking questions that may really bring the memory back. Okay, so happened that time. Please, okay, tell me about your love life. Tell me about this. Or do you want this? Or do you want that? If that person loves a song, you play soft music for that person to bring back the memory and to bring the joyous activity. Are you hearing me? Hello?
Yes, go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay. So that you know that person, whatever he's supposed to do, you do it at a point in time, and you don't take laxity. You don't go late to where you are supposed to be, and you don't leave the person to the mercy of nobody around, because this is a job you are taking. So caregiver takes a lot of things that you have to bear in mind, that going for it, I have to have it in mind that my primary assignment, so what does it entail? So am I taking it as an assistant, just that I will assist somebody, or am I taking it as a full job, or am I taking it as somebody that will do everything, for this particular person, that will know that when he talk about all aspects of his life, it is put into my care and I have to do it. And you don't shout down on the person you are taking care of, because there may be time that that person wants to talk and tell you some things. If you don't give that room, it's an abomination, and that one can even lead to death, because he may be suffering from something. He may be smearing some danger ahead, so that you will know what you are doing. So as a caregiver, 360-degree, you have to be sensitive to everything and know the rules guiding your work in any country you are working with. Because in America now, they call it a caregiver. In UK, it is not called a caregiver. They give him another name, so that you know what you are doing and the law of the place you are working, so that it will guide you. You will not run into problem, and at the same time, and again, if you are taking care of an adult, there's tendency that they become a small child. You may be doing things for her, that person will just spat on your face. He may pour the food, throw the food back on you. You don't have to shout on them. You don't have to beat that person, that why are you doing this? No. Show them love. Tell them that it's not, you just clean yourself, clean that person, and make her realize, Mama, anytime you want to do something, just tell me. I will give you something. If you want to throw up, I will give you something so that you throw inside it. It's not that you just shout on that person or be beating that person. No. You don't do that when you are giving care. Somebody that will give care should be a person that is can tolerate anything, any attitude. You know what to do. Then you read more about everything. You will see, maybe okay, if I'm taking care of an adult, what will be the thing I should expect? If I'm taking care of a small child, what should be the things I will expect? If it is just illness, the person is just for a small time. Okay, the person, when it gets well, nothing of such will happen again. Then what can I do? So I hope I've not gone beyond my time. Hello, sir.
Okay, I think you have reached your time, and maybe by the time you summarize, we can start taking questions.
Okay.
Yeah.
So to summarize it all, a caregiver, somebody that wants to give the 6 skills, the 6 C's, you have to be competent, you have to be courageous, you have to communicate with the patient, with the person you are taking care of, your commitment, then your tolerance, and the way you care for them. So then most times you have to think about what you are able to do. You deal with people differently, and you know that the activities of daily living, you assist them in doing it. Make them feel loved, make them feel they are still in the world, not that they will be feeling bad, that why am I like this? God, are you good to me? I rather die than feeling all these things. But if you make them feel love, and you know all these things, and don't go beyond your boundary. Whatever you are supposed to do, do it. Don't go beyond the law. So I think I've done the summary, and whatever anybody wants to ask, they can ask now.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much, Madam Ajayi. You've really done a thorough job on who a caregiver is. That's added to so much to what we've learned already. And I think this is an opportunity for some persons to ask questions. If you have questions, we're just going to take some few questions. We are still waiting for our speaker on medical social work. However, if he's not able to connect, we'll be sending the last training we had on Zoom with Professor Dioro and George Uke from Federal Medical Center Makodi to the medical social work class. We might even send it to all the classes so you can also take advantage of it. So, but let's hope he's able to connect. Thank you. Okay, we have 5 persons here. Reverend Prince, Bemisola, Tayo David, Chioma Honora, and Infinite Hoten. Okay, let me start with Reverend Prince. So the question should be very brief in seconds so that we also hope that Mrs. Ajayi will also respond in seconds so that we can take care of everybody here. Okay, over to you, Reverend Prince. Unmute yourself, please.
Good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Okay. Where the person that is receiving care is not responding, either because of the condition of the person, what should the caregiver do?
Not responding in what way?
In the assistance that
you are talking is not communicating, Abi?
Exactly.
Okay. You know, I said it now that 6 C's that you should, At times, maybe that person you are taking care of, somebody have taken care of that person before and was so rude, and the way they've been doing, that kind of a person will not respond when you are talking, because you will look at it that if I should talk now, this is what they will do. What we need to do is that show that person love. If it is not that the person is unconscious, so if it's unconscious, there's no way he will respond to you. And that with unconsciousness, it cannot be handled at home, it will be in the hospital. But if it is not that, you can just be using questions to bring out and say, do you want this? Do you want that? Are you feeling this? When you are asking those questions, open-ended questions, the person will respond. But if you think you're just looking at that person, you will not talk. Or you just hug that person, you just what is it? Or you play, if you know, you can be taking history from the relative before, that what does this person really enjoy most? What the person enjoy most? If it is music, play music for that person. You see in small time, he will join with the music, he will be singing. If he loves watching movie, you can play movie for that person. You see suddenly, if something thrills, he will just shout with the movie he's watching. And if it is game he loves playing, like Ludo or whatever, play with that person. You will see the person will talk. I hope I've answered your question.
Okay, Reverend Priest, I want to believe your question has been answered. Reverend Priest, are you there?
Yes, it has been answered. Thank you. I've learned. I have learned a lot.
Thank you. Almost Ahibe, please, your question should be very brief, straight to the point.
Hello, sir. Can you hear me?
Yes, loud and clear. Over.
Yeah. You see, very, very incisive talk, ma. Thank you so very much. I want to ask the first one. The whole system of caregiving is really stressful. I want to ask, how does the caregiver, ma, how do you advise that the caregiver in all this stress and works that they go through, how do we maintain our sanity, keep ourselves abreast so that we don't fall into depression and all of the other ills that come with the
you know what? You cannot fall into depression. Because if you are taking it as a passion,
yes,
that you want to do it,
yes, ma.
You get. If you take it as a passion, that is why I said it has to be from the heart. You know, I said it in my talk, that somebody that is not competent cannot do it. Then somebody that is not courageous cannot do it. And somebody that doesn't care cannot do it. So those are the things. If you are courageous, you are friendly, even by the time you see that person wants to annoy you, you can just take a break, step back a bit. When you step back, that peace will just come. Then you come and you still stay with the person. But somebody that is not, that is everything rush, can't do that such a work, because he won't have that time and that patience to deal with the particular person. So that is why one needs to know the kind of job he wants to take, and that is why I was saying it, that the person that is taking caregiver job, and again, may not take it fully as a full work that stay throughout the day with them. If you are working at the family can join. When if you are there since morning till evening, when the families are around, they can take over. You go back to go and relax at home. Or if you stay with them, you still have time to rest. If families are around, they will join, at least they will do all those things. And if you are working with an organization, that one is time limit. It's like shifting. And it is not every day. Like in UK now, they always employ them just 2 days in a week. That 2 days and it's only 6 hours. It's only 6 hours. So there's no way you'll be bored. Except one takes it totally.
Thank you so much, ma.
You're welcome.
Thank you, almost Ahide. And hopefully we are going to send materials to the class. It's bringing up something that is going to send materials to the class, and it will help you to read how caregivers can be taken care of. We'll be sending it, so you can go through the materials to help yourself too.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank you. Chidima Anita Humphrey.
Thank you so much, sir.
Yeah,
thank you, Ma, for that wonderful teaching. I really appreciate. Yes, Ma. So I want to ask a question. You had mentioned something about not beating the person, especially when it has to do with the younger ones, like caregiving for the children. So I'm actually not just in the hospital sector, like at home, because whatever we're going to do out there should start from the home, even though I'm a nurse by profession. So I want to ask, at what point do we draw the line of not spanking these children, or is it not allowed at all? Like, are there some corrections that require us to spank them, even as caregivers? I'm asking specifically for the homes, not in the hospital sectors. I'm talking about the children, caregiving for children, whether your children, family members, and all of that. Thank you.
Spanking is not allowed. You know, taking care of small children, it entails a lot, especially like those having daycare.
Yes, ma'am.
You don't spank them, because if you start spanking them, the following day the children will be crying and they will tell the parents they are not going again. You see a lot of videos that is trending around. But if a small child is doing something that is wrong, you know, small children, they are so wise. They know. When they see your countenance change, they too, they will withdraw. They know they overstep their boundary.
Yes, ma'am.
Immediately they will know that your countenance changed. You will see some of them, if the one that is able to talk, you say, auntie, I'm sorry. They will be rubbing your head. Have I done wrong? I'm sorry. I won't do that again. I won't do that again. They will change. Or you're supposed to give something at a time. You saw the child throwing tantrum. You don't give it. You stop it because of the tantrum. And you tell him that you have to stop this. Then you give him whatever he wants later. tell him that it is a privilege, not that you have to be throwing tantrum or all those things, but you correct in love. And at times there are videos that can even show, that shows things like that you see that they are correcting small children, that this thing is not good, this is not right, this is not this, and the child will change.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay,
all right,
thank you. Thank you, madam.
Yeah.
I hope your question has been answered.
Yeah, I want to, from my understanding, she's saying there are no indications at all or no bad behavior that requires spanking, just other corrections. Got that.
Yeah, okay. Thank you. Okay, if it is for 10, unmute yourself, please. If it is for 10. Okay, I think we don't have Tayo David Tunde.
Hello, good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Yeah, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Yes.
Right, thank you very much. My name is 𝐏𝐥𝐚𝐠𝐞. I'm calling from Enugu, Nigeria.
Okay.
I'm so happy that we have such a platform where people can air their views. I'm so happy that we have a very wonderful guest speaker like Madam Ajayi to enlighten us on issues like this. But going straight to the question, I would like to know the arrangements and things that have been put in place for the caregivers or carers, as the case may be, to protect them from possible exposure to illnesses in the process of handling these old people. Are there laid down specifications that we must guard against in protecting ourselves? That's the point I want to make. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Like, if you have somebody that is sick, it is in the hospital they will handle that person, not at home. But the main duty of caregiver is just that the drugs, to monitor that the person is taking drugs, and possibly if there are places that they are not given food, you will bring food for the patient and the person that is staying with the boy. You are not the one that will be administering the drugs and all those things. So when it comes to illness, caregiver does not involve illness. But when we talk of illness and caregiver, those are exceptional cases, and that is happening in the hospital. Like even in my unit now at the orthopedic ward, we have some people that we admit there, but the children, they are the working type, that they couldn't stay with their mother, that they need anything or so. They will employ a carer that will stay with the nurses. And if they need anything, it is this carer that will call the relatives, or they've given her money that will go and buy the drugs, and it is the duty of the nurses and the doctors to do the work. Our own is just to be there, that when they need anything that involves money or involves calling the children, you will call them. Not, you are not caring for sick people, but you are just there as a carer that if they need anything, they will go and be. And like those that are bedridden, they will be using Pampers. It is the relative that will supply it. So if it is finished, the caregiver that stays with the person will inform them, and they will go and do it. But if it are some that they are treating, they have somebody like that, it is not the caregiver that will be doing all those things. There will be a medical personnel on ground that will be doing, and the caregiver will assist. So you can be exposed to illness.
Okay, thank you. If it is for 10, are you there? Are you there?
I am here, sir. I am here.
Okay.
Hello, sir. Can you hear me?
I hope your question has been answered.
Yes, I am okay now. I'm satisfied.
Yes, I hope your question has been answered.
Very much, sir.
Thank you. So we have, yeah, thank you. We are going to respond to just 2 more persons, take 2 more questions, and that will be over now for the day. Tunde.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
My name is Tayo David Tunde. I really appreciate you, man, for this wonderful teaching. So, quick one, straight to the point. I have 2 questions. So the first question goes like this, that is there any qualification a caregiver must have? Like maybe a caregiver must have this qualification before going to the line. And the second one is that, you know, we have different kind of human beings, and we have some human beings that whenever you want to kind of care for them or to give them the attention they need, they will not respond, both adults and the children part. Whenever you do, you try your best, you are very patient enough to kind of care or attend to them, they will never respond. In that kind of situation, what can a caregiver do, ma'am?
Okay. The first question, there are 2 sets of caregiver. Those that are nurses and all those things, that they take it as the professional caregiver. The second type, anybody can go into caregiving aspect. Like you are undergoing the course now. You know that you have the full knowledge of what you are going in for and what you are going to meet. The only thing is that you know that for the care and everything, you know how to do the caring now. But if the person is somebody that will be taking drug and all those things, you could have followed, they will have instructed you, the medical personnel that is taking care of that person, that at so time they will take this drug, at so time they will take this drug, just like any other normal person is taking drug. So you will know how to do it. So there's nothing special that anybody cannot do it, since it's not that you are not the one taking care of them when they are sick. So that aspect, anybody can go for it. We have so many people going to it now. I have a brother who is an engineer, but now he has turned to a caregiver. Now he's in UK. That's what he's doing. And to the glory of God, he did his caregiver course in this Laplage level 2 before traveling out. And purely he's doing caregiving job now in UK. So anybody can go for it, in as much as you brush yourself up. Then number 2, we have in the differences. There are some that are shy. Some are introverts, that there's nothing you can do, they will not talk. Even if they are not sick, you may have introvert like a friend that you don't know what to say. So you know how to deal with such a person. As a time due, whatever the person needs, you give it. When maybe somebody that needs bath, you assist, you bath. When it is time to feed, you assist, the person will eat. If he wants to sleep, you assist. If it's on drug, you assist to take drug. At least you know you are satisfied. You can't eat as if that person is an introvert. That's why he's not asking. And there's nothing you can do to it. Somebody that has been an introvert from child, as an adult, you can change it. That's an attitude that has been there. Did I answer your question?
Yes.
Hello,
Thank you,
are you satisfied?
Okay, yes. David is okay.
Yes.
Thank you, David. Ladies and gentlemen, we've exhausted the number of persons who want to call. We have so many hands raised. I think we might not be able to take all the questions. It's just 10 minutes to the checkout time, and it will not be nice to push ourselves beyond our time limit. This program is being recorded, and at the end of it, we are going to save it and send you a copy of this recorded version. For those of you doing medical social work, we'll send you a previous Zoom session like this, and very likely organize a session with Professor Jero and yourself so that, and with Mr. George UK, so you can also pass across your questions and your challenges. For those of you we'll be leaving it open for those in medical social work. If you want to become a member of National Association of Social Workers, Benue State Chapter, we'll be calling for membership registration very soon. For those of you that have done medical social work, and you can become a member of Benue State Chapter if you are not in Makurdi anyway or Benue State. And that will qualify you to have a certificate of practice. They can work as a social worker. And this is one huge opportunity that is coming your way, and I want you to take advantage of it. For those of you that did not do medical social work, I'll find out from the executive the possibility of others from other healthcare areas like mental health, public health, caregivers to join. Probably you just do a refresher course. I mean, just do a brush-up course and you join, as long as you have a background in healthcare. I would say that I want to say it's time for us to call it a day. It has been nice being with you here. Thank you to our guest speakers, Dr. Komolafe, and to Mrs. Ajayi. They've done justice to the topic at hand. And I also want to believe that you too, you've learned a lot from both ends, and that it has added to the volume of knowledge you have embedded in you, and that this certificate is going to be useful to you now and henceforth. God bless you. Thank you and good night as we send the video to the class. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
We appreciate.